Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of our FTB Neotech Modpack playthrough. I hope you've all had a wonderful, fantastic, lovely day, morning, evening, noon, night, whatever time it may be for you, wherever you are. And yeah, today we're going to be diving into Steve's carts, as you can kind of see behind me. We'll also be getting a bit into Pneumaticraft, or a bit further into Pneumaticraft, because we did dive a little bit into it last episode. And we'll see where we... Oh, what? Oh, I'm inside a tree. We'll see where we're going to go from there. So I did go ahead and build this tree farm up. Okay. I did go ahead and build this tree farm up, which is basically the one that they give you the quest for. So I've gone through and done all this because if you check on YouTube, the most recent Steve's Carts tutorial I could find, at least, was a video from 6 years ago. And then all the rest of them are like videos from 10 years ago. So really not an up-to-date tutorial on how to use and do all of this. But that's okay, because even that tutorial from 6 years ago was still 100% accurate as far as how everything works and how to design a farm. So, you know, I guess if it works, don't fix it. Or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, I will go through everything real quick. That way you don't have to go find that 6-year-old tutorial in order to understand basically what's happening or how to use these cards, because they are very nifty. And I would like to see how someone uses this for a mining operation, but maybe that'll be our next objective. What I really want to do is, since we have a tree farm, I want to work on getting a basic farm attachment essentially going, so we can just harvest all of these carrots pretty much non-stop. And that's going to be my goal. Now, in order to do that, we're going to need an attachment called the Basic Farmer, which will require diamonds, and that's what leads me to Pneumaticcraft, because I think Pneumaticcraft has probably the easiest entry into getting diamonds, in my opinion. But all that being said and out of the way, let's actually dive into what we have going on here. So you'll notice these two trees, actually, they have the little stands, whatever you want to call them. Those are going to be from Pneumaticcraft. So if you come in here, faster farming, the crop support will work to increase the growth speed of any trees or crops that are planted on it. They are pretty cheap and require no upkeep to use, so they're really useful. And yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, I'm pretty sure these two trees grow on average quicker than the rest, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. I will also say that this tree farm now is performing very well, but it did not start off like this. It took this this farm quite some time to get to where it was profitable with wood and wasn't just immediately sending it right back into the cart. Because if we right click on the cart here, you'll see it has a coal engine, which is using wood and sticks to fuel itself. It has the woodcutter attachment, which they give to you for free, and I need to repair it a little bit. But essentially this will allow it to hold saplings. Here I just have all basic oak saplings. And then it has the side chest, which is for storage. It also has a seat because they ask you to make a seat, but really I don't think you need a seat on these things, because it just goes and goes and goes all on its own. If you want to ride it, sure, throw a seat on there, but I don't think we really care all that much. Then as far as the assembly goes, so if we come back to the Wheels of Fortune, first thing you're going to build is the cart assembler, and we'll go get to that here in just a second. Next up, you're going to build all the pieces for your carts. You're going to build a standard hull, you're going to build the side chest, you're going to build a coal engine, and you're going to build a seat, and then it's going to give you the basic woodcutter attachment. Essentially, every piece of equipment there will go into this little machine right here. You'll put the basic hull up top. You'll put the charcoal engine right here. You'll put the woodcutter attachment. You'll put the side storage chest. And then you'll fill it up with charcoal or coal, and you'll hit assemble. It should take about 11 minutes. That's what it took for me, at least, to build this, this one cart. And it'll just sort of tick down over time. Next up in the quest, it'll have you build the cargo manager. And this is how you actually interact with your cart, how you input items into it to keep it running, whether it be through needing fuel or whatever. And this is also how you extract items from the cart. So long story short of it, it's color coded on each side, as you can see, blue, red, yellow, green. And then when you right click it, it has this interface inside, which is a little, I would say a little confusing, but whatever. So essentially you can mark a side. We're using green because, well, that's the side that we're on. Also, I think it has all slots are shared by all sides currently, so all of these are fine to use. Typically, if you want to change this, you can separate it to where the inventories are separated if you need them to be. We don't really need that for a wood farm. So what we have is this says send everything from the cart into the engine. Whatever comes by and is in the cart, you know, inventory, send it into the engine. And the reason we're doing this is it's sending oak logs and sticks back into the coal engine, which of course keeps it fed with power. After that, it's saying take anything extra, anything in the storage slots, so anything over here, right? After these fill up, take everything here and put it into the cargo manager. See the arrows going into the cargo manager, and here the arrows going out of the cargo manager. So that's literally it. You place this down. I have it set to all slots are shared by all sides, just so that way we have more inventory room to really work with in here. But then, yeah, you build your cart, you place it down, and you set it off to the races. I will say one other thing that you will need is the advanced detector rail, but there's no setup for this thing. You just place it down in front of your cargo manager, and that's essentially what tells your cart to stop here so it can be managed. But that's literally all there is to this. The saplings will get planted by themselves. You don't have to plant the saplings, just put them in the woodcutter and it will go around and plant all your saplings for you. Furthermore, you can probably tell here that it only plants saplings directly beside the minecart rails. So you don't need dirt way off to the side, you just need it right directly beside it. So technically all of this in the middle doesn't have to be dirt. Same thing here. And this whole line here doesn't have to be dirt. But again, this was something that I was kind of testing, playing around with, seeing what's what and what works. But that's literally it for Steve's carts. We have the cargo manager, which I just explained, the advanced detector rail, which I just explained. Observe an assembled cart. This is literally just saying put down the cart and then look at it. And it's telling you, you know, right click to open the inventory, supply it with saplings and fuel, everything that I basically already said. Furthermore, the pieces in the cart, like the actual tool itself, see the woodcutter has a durability, and it even tells you how to repair this. Repair this tool with covalence dust low. So if you come over here to EMI, covalence, it's right here. And this is just cobblestone and charcoal for one piece. So it's really, really cheap to make. And especially since this gives you oak logs, you already have the charcoal pretty much ready to go. And of course, there's additional attachments and modules and all this, that, and the other that you can add to these carts in the future to make them even better. So if we go to Steve's carts here, yeah, there's just a ton. There's a crafter and there's a smelter upgrade somewhere. There's solar panels, so if you put it outside, then this will run without needing any fuel because it'll just use the sunlight. There's drills, so yeah, somehow you can turn this thing into a miner, like a digger. I don't know. It seems pretty good as far as everything that it um, can do. But I'm just not sure how to do all of that stuff just yet. So we're gonna have to work with it a bit. But that's kind of why I want to dive into it today and get ourselves a planter going, or farm, right? I think having this basic farmer going will be good for our food supply, because then I won't have to constantly go mine all that stuff myself and yada yada yada. Speaking of which, I probably should have grabbed some carrots while I was over there. And then you'll probably notice that we have some villagers. There's a mod in this mod pack that honestly I wasn't expecting to be in this mod pack and had no idea that it was or is currently in the mod pack. And that's going to be the mod Easy Villagers. So let me just grab some carrots here. Probably won't worry about harvesting all of this, because if I do make the harvester, I want to know if it's working, essentially. We'll do 2 stacks of 64. There we go. A little bit over, but that's fine. And I need to eat some food. Ideally, something better than carrots will come along at some point, but you know, I guess for the time being, it's all right. So over here we have villagers. We have a librarian, we have an armorer, and we have an industrialist, which is really, really an awesome villager, and we'll get into that more later. Now, if you shift and right-click on a villager, you can actually pick them up and place them down wherever you want. This is because we have the villager mod, Easy Villagers. There's not a whole lot to this mod, and it is, just as the name implies, very, very easy to understand. So you have a trader, which is just a little glass tank. You have an auto trader, which is where you can pump in emeralds, select the item you want, and it'll pump it out. You have a farmer, which will allow you to put farmer in here with whatever crop, and they'll grow it, yada, yada, yada. So we don't need the auto farm setup that I'm going for, but, you know, I don't just want to do everything with easy villagers. That being said, I probably should make at least one of these. You have a breeder, so you can set up a villager breeder without needing a huge amount of space or going through the whole minecart setup, yada, yada, yada. A converter to convert them into zombies and back again, so on and so forth. An iron farm, which will require an iron golem and a flask, so a little bit harder to get than the rest of them. But then you have an incubator, which essentially turns young villagers into older villagers. And I'm not sure what the inventory viewer does, and honestly, not too concerned with it. So basically everything that you see over here, most of them are going to be traders. We do have a breeder right here, so that way we can get more baby villagers. And essentially you just put food in the top. So we'll give them a stack plus some of carrots, and they will eventually crank out some babies. And then over here is the incubator. You just shift click the toddlers, babies, whatever you want to call it, in, and then give it time, and they'll eventually become adults. The rest of these are going to be all traders, though, and we'll get into what exactly that's doing for us come morning time. So, the traders work just as vanilla traders would in Minecraft, minus the fact that you can re-roll them. I think all of these guys are going to be locked in, so can't show you there. Here we go. So it says cycle trades, and there's a hotkey C for this, so you can just hit C, and you can just keep cycling until you find a enchantment that you really want, or find the, you know, whatever that you're trying to trade for, at least off the rip. Obviously, whenever you start leveling them up, they don't have the same sort of benefits of being able to re-roll whatever they're offering you, but this is still really nice, and it makes it really simple to go through and just be like, where is mending? There it is. Okay, cool. I already have a mending, and it costs a lot less than that one, so I'm not going to do that, but yeah. This is also a great way to get some armor, as well as some diamond tools from, you know, the toolsmith. So just like vanilla Minecraft, this is still a very viable way of progressing in the pack, and especially once you have the steel quarry, or the steam quarry, whatever it's called. Because then you just get iron and coal for absolutely free, and you can come over here and get a ton of emeralds, which is essentially what I've done. Just keep draining the coal and the iron from over there, come over here, get a ton of emeralds, and then go around and level everybody up. Now, I've taken a little bit of time with the librarian because I just don't have an item that I really want to go all in with enchanting. I really want a diamond paxel, or a all-in-one tool, I guess is what they're calling this. But in order to make one of these, you have to have one of each tool, essentially. Right now, we're missing a diamond sword, and we're missing a diamond hoe. The diamond sword, not worried about. We can get a weaponsmith down and probably level them up pretty simply. But the diamond hoe, well, I've gotten 3 traders over here already, all of them toolsmiths, no diamond hoes, so I'm a little hesitant on that one. But another thing that I've been playing with is something that one of you guys actually sent in, and that is the fact that you can remove enchantments from items with an anvil, a piece of obsidian, and some books. So let me see. I do have one piece of leather here. Let me see if I can do a quick example of this. So you need a blank book. You need a piece of obsidian, like I said, and you need an anvil, and then let's try to find something that just has one enchantment on it. Oh, you know what? This discount quarry, it just has Unbreaking 3. So we have the book, we have the item that we want to remove the enchantment from, and we have the book that we want the enchantment to go onto. So we throw the book down, we throw the quarry down, we set the anvil down, and bada bing, bada boom, we got the hammer, and we got the enchanted book, which is Unbreaking 3. So, with that being said, what you can then do is come in here to your shops, buy your items, right, for 12 emeralds, which gives you efficiency 2, and then go pop the efficiency 2 off there, which means you don't even have to reroll all the librarians necessarily to find the exact enchantment you want. Of course, if you get a 16 emerald mending book, take it, because that's a really good deal. But yeah, like I could go get a breaking and efficiency 2 off this guy and never have to worry about finding it or re-rolling for it or yada yada yada. I have Silk Touch here on this diamond shovel, so that would be really useful for various other things. This guy, I still got to get him to something. I'm not quite sure what enchantment I want. Maybe protection. I don't know, because we're gonna be getting diamond armor from him, and he has some decent ones, right? Lightweight, feather falling, projectile protection, I'll take. Fire protection is okay, especially when we go to the nether. And then last but not least, what I wanted to speak on with the villagers is there's also some villager jobs that are in here from modded. So this is an industrialist villager. You can have one of these assume this job by placing a forge hammer near them. And essentially, they're a villager for modern industrialization. So if you'll see here, we have the ability to buy fire clay bricks, which is really huge because these things are, they're just annoying to make. You have to go get the clay, smelt the clay down into bricks, smash the bricks down into dust, and then combine that dust with some more clay, and then you smelt that result, and then finally you throw those bricks together, and you have the end result. Whereas now I can just buy fire clay bricks and slap them all together, and I'm good to go. But probably the best, or I guess maybe one of the best things to buy, is once you get an industrialist to master. Sorry for my voice today. And not necessarily every time, because this actually took me 2 attempts to get somebody there. So you'll see we also have an industrialist master down here who sells motors and analog circuits, which certainly nothing to sneeze at, but wasn't really what I had wanted. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, we can buy bronze drills directly from him for 18 emeralds, which is really good, especially since you get 4 of them. And then we can go throw that right back into our machine. We definitely make way, way more than 4 emeralds, or 18 emeralds, sorry, off of the amount of iron and coal that we get just sort of spit back out here. So if we take 2 stacks there, 2 stacks there, and that's kind of why we only have 379 iron and 1,000 copper and 1,000 tin, right? So much so that the copper's starting to overflow, and I have a feeling like, yeah, the tin's about to be there as well, pretty much. But that's okay. We'll make it work. And then on into this room, we have been doing some design work. So I have some of the machines sort of set into pillars now, or set into the wall, however you want to describe it. Over here, I have a nice little setup because somebody had made the comment, and I completely agree. Modern industrialization is sort of based on and around the Greg Tech series, which is very resource heavy, right? You build a lot of small components, which you then combine into a big component, which you then transform into the machine you want, or the block you want, or whatever. And so modern industrializations takes a lot of that and sort of uses the same concept of build a lot of little components, which then combine into an actual block. It does kind of give the game a bit more of a realistic type crafting aspect because, you know, I don't know about you, but I couldn't take 3 pieces of wood and 3 blocks of wool and make a bed. I mean, I could make a bed, but it wouldn't be comfy, nor would it look good. So the thing with these mods is sort of adding the realism that building a machine takes pieces, it takes parts, and those parts take pieces, and so you got to put it all together. That being said, we need some way to not go through 10 million hammers because, of course, as you guys and gals know, every time you go through and need a bronze plate, you're tinking away on this hammer, and every bronze plate costs 20 durability, which is like insane. And sure, if you have a diamond hammer that has unbreaking on it in the very beginning, it's not too bad. But once that diamond hammer breaks, well, you're kind of up shit's creek without a paddle. So what I have set up here is steel compressors, and they essentially do the same job. So we can get compressed plates from them, and then furthermore, we can get the curved plates by putting a compressed plate. And hence why I have this whole little pipe set up. So if I wanted to, I could throw in, we'll just throw in 16 steel here. They're going to go up top to the steel compressor and automatically start making steel plates. Those steel plates are going to come down out of there and come into this chest. And then if I wanted to, I can turn this on. I'm not going to because I don't want to, but I can turn this. Well, fuck it. You know what? Turn it on. It'll send through copper plates or whatever, and then it'll turn those into curved plates and send that into the final chest. So it's just a way that I can automate making these plates and sort of set up a lot of them to be made at once, so I don't have to worry about hammer, 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 hammer. Okay, let me see what the next recipe needs. Okay, hammer, 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 hammer. Let me see what the next recipe needs, because that obviously gets a bit old. I also have a separate steel macerator set up over here because I just hated going in and messing up my system every time I needed to crush iron back down or copper or whatever it may be. You also probably noticed that we got rid of the alloy kiln, and that is because the only thing we really used it for was making bronze. And you can actually make bronze in the mixer. If you just combine the copper dust with tin dust, you get bronze dust. So it's the same value ratio, yada, yada, yada. I don't see any reason why we would not be using this method instead of having a whole machine that does the same thing, but I also have to spend more energy and power within. So coming on over here, we do have plenty of bronze drills. You can thank our villager trader over there for that. And this setup hasn't changed at all. I've just sort of added some pillars in front of it, and I've tried to come back through and give us some sort of a aesthetic look. Now, obviously, all these machines and pipes being strewn about through here, that won't remain the same. But for the time being, it is how it is, and that's just the way it's going to be, I suppose. Now, all of this setup here, which is nothing new, it's everything we've already talked about, I just have being pumped into limited oak iron barrels, which can hold 4 separate items. If you've ever used storage drawers, then you're very used to seeing this sort of setup. However, I will say in this mod pack, it is not very intuitive on how you can actually find the recipe for this, because if you come to sophisticated storage, you'll notice that most of these recipes, well, okay, I caught a lucky one there. Most of these recipes don't work. All these barrels I'm clicking on, nothing. Okay, that one because we get it from a quest, but like it's a little annoying. In order to actually find the correct crafting recipe for each one of these, you'll want to find the base limited acacia barrel. So right here, we're on the 3, which is essentially 1 large and 2 small, or rather 1 medium and 2 small slots. If I come over here to the 4x4, we'll want to find the base acacia, and there's the recipe. But if I try to find the 4x4 for anything else, like this one, or the orange one, or the purple one, or anything, you're not going to get a recipe. So just keep in mind, you're not going to get a recipe for the chest. It's not going to tell you how to do that. It's not going to tell you how to do these chests. Shulkers, I think the shulker recipe works. Yeah, the shulker recipe works. But yeah, just keep that in mind. I don't know why those recipes don't show up, but they just don't. So anywhoosers, this is just the 4x4, and like I said, I have everything being pumped in. It is also the iron version, so it can hold like 4 or 8 times the initial amount, whatever that may be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna move this whole setup basically over into this wall, so it's flat alongside the rest of the design. And then for the design, I have a flip-flop of checkered blackstone tiles and polished blackstone tiles with the enclosed oak planks as the center walkway. And again, it'll start looking better once we have everything sort of organized. Now, one thing I will say is I've also been using this Primogel goo in order to get some more ferrocore ingots, so that way we could be ready for going into this mod today. not this mod, but Pneumaticcraft. Last but not least, on things to catch up, we have what I've built in between episodes as far as progressing through the mods go. The whole reason I did this was just to get it out of the way in case it needs to be done, and also ensure that we could actually use our building gadget as needed. So we built the steam turbine, we built the polarizer. These two weren't necessarily that bad. And then I tried for the life of me to figure out how to find a charging methodology for our building gadget, because there's a lot of different things. If you type in battery, you're probably not going to get the best result here. Yeah, because you're just going to get all of these batteries, which it says insert into a portable storage unit to add energy capacity. But then you do that, and it doesn't really do the thing that it said. Oops, sorry. Just knocked a whole cup over. It doesn't really do the thing that it said it was going to do, essentially, which is provide power. Like we still had no way of powering that battery. And so essentially what I came up with was the charge pad from Mechanism, because the crafting recipe, really not that bad. You need 2 steel plates, easy peasy, we've done that. Polished blackstone pressure plate, that's just polished blackstone and pressure plate. So again, not that difficult, especially if you happen to find the blackstone underground, like what we have so luckily done. And then it just needs any battery. And some of these you're going to look at and say, wow, that's pretty far ways away. But if you look at the redstone battery, this is everything that we just used not too long ago to actually build out the basic machine hull for everything that we've built in the low voltage sort of area so far. So redstone battery, very, very doable. And of course you can throw that in here to get your charge pad. After that, it's just as simple as hooking it up to your LV steam turbine and then stepping on the pad. It won't work for me because my gadget is already full up, but yeah. Keep in mind that if you want to run one of these LV steam turbines, it does require at least 2 steel boilers if you're running it constantly. We're not, because I don't believe in having a battery backup for this, that, and the other. If my system doesn't have enough power, I want to know immediately. If it stops immediately, that's fine. I don't need it to keep running. I need to fix it. So, you know, everyone that uses a battery backup, that's fine, and you do you. But don't cut me down whenever I say this. I've never ever used a battery backup in any modded Minecraft, unless it's like literally you're hard pressing me, absolute requirement, yada yada yada. And even still, then I can't remember a time where it was like, yeah, I'll use batteries. Anyways, we need a bigger tank. Yeah, I go back and forth on this quest here because I do want a bigger tank for all the creosote oil that we make. Given how much steel I try to make. But I guess it won't be as big of a deal now that I can buy steel from villagers. But yeah, this creosote oil, it just fills up so fast, and I'm just not using it as quickly as I'm making it. And I'm sure that won't always be the case because, of course, creosote oil can be used in a number of things. We're just not so advanced that we can do any of those other number of things except for make the wood, which, I mean, I'm just not getting into immersive engineering right now. We'll do that perhaps in the future. Nonetheless, all that coming back around, we have Pneumaticcraft. Oh, excuse me. I've already made the reinforced stone. It's literally just putting a compressed iron ingot into the center and stone all around it. If you don't remember from last time, you can get a compressed iron ingot from putting a ferrocore ingot into the steel compressor. So very simple. If you've been following along through the guidebook and reading it as you should, then yada, yada, yada. That being said, I do have some more ferrocore ingots here that I've not transformed over. That's just because I also have a lot of compressed iron already back here. So we already have 16 pieces. And here's the 48 reinforced stone. So let's just go ahead and get everything with Pneumaticcraft sort of front and center here. And then we'll actually look at moving forward with it. Because the precious pressure chamber, this is what's going to allow us to get diamonds on an easier front. Because if we keep scrolling, we can see we can put diamond dust in here and get 1 diamond out. Now, previously, the only way we're getting a diamond is... No, not any of this. Okay, there we go. The only way we're going to get a diamond is if we use this steel compressor to put 16 blocks of coal into it and then wait 300 seconds. So that's like 5 minutes. It's just costly on all fronts. Whereas I think with the pressure chamber, it's going to be a 1-to-1. It's just going to be a lot better, especially since we can get a lot of this diamond dust from the macerator, because we have a chance of producing 2 from 1 of the crushed diamond dust. And of course, we get 3 of the crushed diamond dust from our diamond ores. So that's, again, potential for 6 total from 1 block, which would be insane. But it should allow us to break into actually using our diamonds for this, that, and the other. And that's why I want to get started with it. So, diving back in, we have Pneumaticcraft. And basically, this is just saying that air pressure is what powers most Pneumaticraft machines. It's measured in bars. The more bars, the higher the pressure, and air moves from high pressure areas to low pressure areas, and will try to equalize throughout the system. If the air pressure in a machine or tube is higher than it can support, the machine will explode. So not very fun, but it is what it is as far as exploding machines goes. The basic air compressor is one of the first and easiest methods of generating pressure. This device will consume burnable materials like coal or charcoal to generate air pressure for the pneumatic network. Be careful not to overpressurize your system or they will blow up. We've gifted you a safety tube module to help get you started. These might work for now, but are not a good long-term solution as they will occasionally vent pressure, which wastes fuel. Buddy, my fuel is infinite. I don't care about wasting pressure. So we already have it favorited over here. It's just some of the reinforced bricks, a pressure tube, and a furnace, which should be very, very simple because I think we already have the pressure tubes as well. So let's just... Oh, reinforced bricks. I'm sorry. I need reinforced bricks, not reinforced blocks. How silly of me. So now we should be able to make it. Need a furnace. You're pulling my leg right now. I can tell you are. There we go. Air compressor. And we're actually going to put this over here. Because if shit does blow up, I don't want shit to blow up. Compressor. Okay. Upgrades. Interesting. I've never used Pneumaticcraft, so this will be a learning experience just as the rest of this mod pack so far has been, which I do enjoy. Like, I've never used Steve CARTS before, or Steve's CARTS, however you want to say that. I've never used Pneumaticcraft because, I mean, they always allow you to avoid it. And if I can avoid a new complex mod that seems like it's got some weird finagle concept or theory behind it, like using air instead of using energy, then most of the time I'm like, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'll just I'll see my way out. All right. So I guess we need the charging station so we can actually charge our pneumatic wrench, right? We did get a pneumatic wrench, but it's not charged up, so we're gonna have to get that rocking and rolling. And this is just bricks and slabs, so that shouldn't be too shabby. And yeah, sorry, my throat is definitely coming down with something. I'm hoping it's not whatever kids that my wife just had, because that was a little bit rough. Okay, so this is just a big guidebook, which I'm sure I'll use at some point for understanding this, that, or the other. But for now, go up there with the rest of the guidebooks, you silly, silly goose. Why do I have so much coal on me? Oh, right, because I was going to go sell it to the villagers. It's all right. We don't have to do that right now. So we got that done. We need the charging station. What are we missing here? These, those, that, this, boom. Now we probably do want some charcoal for Or maybe just regular coal, since I mean, it's being auto-made now. Why would I not use that? I thought I had more charcoal, though. I thought I literally just smelted up a couple batches, and now I'm like, where the hell did I put that stuff? There's no way I used it all, right? It's like, no way. I guess I'll throw some more in. Hope to find that stuff in the future. 1, 2, 3. I did go mine a little bit more wood, but I mean, come on. It's so easy. Why would you not? And then I do have some coal on me, so that should be fine. All right. Interesting. Shit. I was just trying to connect it to these two machines. Does it have to be connected from the back here? I guess I didn't really think about that. Let's see. Like this. And so does this have to also be connected from the back? Like that. Yeah. Okay. And then don't want to overpower it, so let's just put 1, no problems. 2. Warnings. Item and charging station have equalized. Okay, well I think I want them to equalize, yeah. That's kind of the point. Okay, and then somehow you can close these, right? Then it say with the wrench in hand you can like oh shit. No, oh fuck. My air. There we go. Now it should be maintaining most of the air pressure within the system, right? Warnings. Put any pneumatic item. Okay. Oh wait, unless. Oh fuck. Not what I meant to do. Okay. Yeah, this bottom one is still open. So after I close that, everything should be good. Like that. Right? Now the pressure in here should be like just cranking up. Because there's nothing to put the air out. So it just can't hit 5 bars, but it's at 2 point something right now. Let's put this back in here. Does it jump up to 2 whatever? All right. Well, I think that's just about as good as it's going to get as far as leveling out with our generator there. Hopefully this little pressure tube will work correctly if it goes to explode. Now let's look into the rest of Pneumaticraft here. So charging station, we did that. It's trying to give us another pneumatic wrench, I guess just in case we lose one. Here's the minigun, which I don't think we'll be getting into today. But honestly, I mean, it does not look like that difficult of a recipe at all. How much does a minigun ammo, like, what are we talking about here as far as ammo cost? I just want, yeah, regular minigun ammo. Gunpowder, compressed iron ingot, and copper. And you get 1,000? That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. No, but you get less for, like, the explosive. Okay. I mean, honestly, we may try and make ourselves a minigun before we go into the nether. I don't know about you guys and gals, but blowing up some gas with a minigun sounds just like a field day. But for now, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to move it on to precious pressure. We need 22 of these pressure chamber walls. You get 16 from that, so we should have more than enough here to do that. Let's see. 4, 8, like that, right? And then it was just circle all the way around. There's 32, and that should be way more than enough. Indeedly so. And then I'm pretty sure all this pressure chamber interface, valve, glass, GPS stores a coordinate in the world by right-clicking a block used in various blocks like the air cannon, universal sensor, and programmer. With a charging station used in the crafting of most pneumatically charged items. Plastic sheet. Okay. Okay, so the inputs and outputs must be done through interface blocks, and pressure is inserted through a pressure chamber valve. So we have that. This is how you insert blocks, and it says it has to be built in what, a 3x3, a 5x5, or a 4x4. All right, so let's try and build this real quick. We have the pressure chamber valve interface, and then it says we can use this chamber glass to see inside of it. So if I was to just build a real simple little 3x3 here, just like that. And obviously you'll need to leave the inside hollow, because otherwise, what are you doing? Why do I have 2 pressure chamber interfaces? Do I need 2 of them? I feel like that's the kind of thing you really only need 1 for. Oh, that's not how that's supposed to go. And then is it just top it off? Before I do that though, I want to put that glass right there. That on top. Does that work? Is it functional? How do I pressure chamber interface? Interface status. Problems. Bad multiply. The pressure chamber multiply is not properly formed. Oh, is it because this is on the corner and it probably has to be going into the actual center? Because that would make a lot of sense. See, like that. And like that. I'm a genius. Bad multiply. The pressure chamber is not properly formed. Well, then what the hell is going on with this? It formed. I'm pretty sure it formed. Maybe I have to do the same thing here. Maybe it has to be like... Oh, son of a bitch. Maybe it has to be like that. No problems. Importing items. Okay, so this imports items. This imports the pressure. Where do the items come out at? Hold on. Did I miss something? The inputs and outputs must be done through interface blocks. Oh, you know what? I'm silly. We just need that other one. So one goes in, one comes out, right? I guess there's not really a way. This says importing items. This also says importing items. Do I have to face it the other way, perhaps? No, not that way. Yeah, that way. Exporting. Export only items which have been crafted in the pressure chamber. Cool. So it imports from the back and exports out the side. I'm not sure if that's how we'll remain doing this, but for the time being. All right. So we have pressure warnings. No valid items in chamber. Insert valid items into chamber to be compressed. 3x3 inside or outside. 1x1 inside. Okay, so does it just work now? I can go throw a diamond in this bad boy and get what I've always dreamed of. We can only hope so, right? Catch us news. And take some of this diamond dust. And do I have iron? Oh yeah, I got a lot over here. Okay. All right. Well, fingers crossed, because I mean, so far so simple. If I can just throw it together like that. Okay, so just can't insert like that. That's fine. What? This is my exporter. How do I insert items? Do I have to actually pipe them in? Okay. Let's try that real quick, I suppose. Chest, item pipe. Shit. And do I have my wrench from? I do. Okay. Okay. Wait for the network delay. That did nothing. What? How am I supposed to do this? I mean, does it work? Insufficient pressure. Add air to the chamber. It'll get there. It'll get there. Okay. I think. Oh, well, probably not if this isn't got no air in it. All right. So what do I need to get this to 4 bar? Can this thing even go to a 4 bar? It can go to a 4 bar. It's just gonna take some time. What are we at? We're at 0.3 bar right now. It's gonna take forever. I'm sure I'm missing something in this mod that's like, oh, you just gotta do this. But it's okay if things are rising and they're slowly getting there, right? I don't know if that's necessarily how you're supposed to do this as far as putting items into the machine. But how else are you supposed to get them in if you can't pipe it in? This thing's obviously like sealed shut. There's a pressure tube. Pressure tubes move air between compressors and machines. They can be camouflaged. Tube modules. You can place on them for additional functionality. So yeah, that says nothing about how to get my stuff in there. How do you actually push items into the machine without having to bust it open every time, you know? What are we up to now? We're up to 0.89 bars. It's going to take coal. Wait a while. This multi-block can be used as air storage. Primary usage, however, is to compress various materials into other materials like iron, and compressed iron or coal into diamonds. Huh. No, I think I'll just stick with compressing diamonds into diamonds, hopefully. But this doesn't, like, what do you want from me here in order to export? You know what I mean? And import. Because I have a feeling like once the item gets done, I'm gonna have to break the damn thing open again. Vacuum pump. This machine is used to achieve a vacuum. To do this, use pressurized. No. I just need to know how to extract stuff from your machines here, really. How do I import and how do I extract? Assembly? Assembly drill? Maybe. I'm sure somebody will comment it down below, and I'll also probably look it up after this episode. But for right now, I just want to see if I can actually turn our diamonds into diamonds, because that was sort of my whole plot and ploy and plan with all of this. So if it doesn't work, I'll be a little disheartened, because that is what I've been working towards for so long. So I could avoid throwing, 1,000 coal out the window. We also need to figure out something to do with all this copper. I guess we can go smash it down into dust, and then we can turn that dust into bronze. So we'll do that. Something's better than nothing, right? And yeah, I mean, if this doesn't work for diamonds, I may be throwing a lot of coal into the abyss. But it's getting up there. The pressure's raising. We're at 1.8 bars. I think we need 4 for shit to really start popping off, and hopefully not literally start popping off. Obviously, we're trying to avoid that. But yeah, if somebody understands how the hell to import and export from the system without depressurizing the system, or without having to break it every time or whatever, by all means, let me know. Blast-proof chest, which preserves its contents when broken. Honestly, that should be pretty good, considering we'll probably end up blowing our system at some point, right? It just seems like there's almost no way around it for me personally. I don't see any sort of like extractor, puller outer, pusher inner kind of thing. Oh, that was thunder. Try and go sleep here, and might help pass some of the time by. And then honestly, that was sort of my main objective for this episode, was to get the diamonds from Pneumaticcraft so we could actually get into Steve's carts with the farmer. So if this doesn't end up working, we probably... Ooh, I see something happening. Hope that's for the better and not for the worse. Probably should have made a backup of my game world before starting this mod. It still says insufficient air, but like, you're showing me particles, bro. You're showing me particles. Maybe I can see if this has any sort of indication as far as how to know when it's done. No, it just says pressure 4 bar. Cost per batch 1. So I'm pretty sure I threw in like 5. We're so close. We're at 2.84. This is going so slow. How much coal is this taking? Not too much. And we're pretty much maintaining the same sort of pressure here. This thing hasn't let off yet, right? Because the threshold is 4.9 bars. So we're still good. We're still building pressure, as we should be. I really hope that thing doesn't explode. And then, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab a thing of tin as well. I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, but if we have 3 things of copper, we're going to need 1 thing of tin in order to balance it out in the mixer. And I don't currently have any steel in there. I do need to empty this creosote again, but I'm running out of buckets and places to put it. Okay, so maybe let's just go ahead and build the rest of this Steve's Carts setup, and then that way you guys will actually see me go through building the hole, building all that, yada, yada, yada. So for the standard hole, pretty sure, yes, just sticks and iron. We can do that right now, right here. So we'll go standard hole. We need 2 of these wheels. And that's pretty much it. Boom, done. I don't think I'm gonna worry about a seat this time around. We're gonna see if it'll work without the seat, if I'm being honest. And then, shucks, I don't know why I didn't just favorite this thing here. Or do this little number. Oh, you know what? I may have not been making the correct stuff there. I forget when it's in the chest and not in your inventory, it still doesn't count it as you having it. You have to actually put it in your inventory. So that's a bit of a bummer, but that's all right. Now, we do get, oops, wrong button. We do get some solar panels from one of the missions here. Oh, but we only get 2, don't we? Oh, we can make a basic solar engine. But this setup isn't going to be outside, so I guess it's all for nothing anyways. Right, because this setup's going to primarily still be inside. All right, well, that was a waste. Just need a furnace and a couple of pistons. So let's see here. Furnace. Couple of pistons. And there should be a coal engine. All right, so we have the base, we have the engine, we have the side chest. We don't have the attachment to go on front. But other than that, I think most of it's just ready to go. So we'll come over here, throw the hole in first, and you see it sort of opens up these slots. So we'll throw the coal engine for the engine, and you can see it kind of starts to build it. If I take this out, takes that out. Anyways, we'll throw the side chest on. So now it's really looking nifty, and it tells you total time ready to assemble the cart. So essentially what this cart would do right now for us is it would just pick up items. And that's it. We could have it say, store those items in the cart manager, whatever. So pretty simple, basic there. And then, yeah, you would just make sure you have some charcoal in here and you would hit assemble. Now, I'm not going to do that because we don't want to do that right now. What we want to do is get the farmer upgrade, this thing right here, the basic farmer. Let's go check back on this diamonds. Hopefully the machine didn't blow up. I didn't hear a loud explosion, so yeah, it's good. And there's diamonds inside. Let's go. Pressure should vent itself. Oh, I would love to export this. Can I shift click? I just want to take my diamonds out. What am I missing here in Pneumaticcraft? Attack of the drones. Did the big thing. Amazon network, etching tank. You tell me nothing about how to extract items. Charging module. Is this something that I should just know? Oh yeah, Chance, obviously you just do this. My standard pipes aren't working. They're just not connecting to it. Charging flow detector tube module. I just need a pipe that'll let me send shit out. Transfer gadget? When placed on the side of an inventory or tank, this slowly transfers items between the attached block and any adjacent inventory tank. Is this what I'm looking for? Transfer gadget? Well, I mean, we'll try it out. What do I got to lose, you know? A little bit of pressure as the system continues to boil down. I ain't worried about it. All right, so what did it say? When placed on the side of an inventory or tank, this slowly transfers items and or fluids between the attached block and any adjacent inventory. Okay, so here's a chest. Here's this. We'll attach it and um, can't put the chest down. We'll. Oh, let's go. Okay. Well, now I can't really edit it though, huh? No, not the chest. I want the interface. The interface? Son of a bitch, why would it just pop it off? What happened to it? I right-clicked it and then it just did boop. Is it still working? Yeah, it's still working. Okay. Oh, okay. I get it. So we want to transfer out for this one. And we'll leave that chest there. I believe I understand everything with how it works now. We did successfully get the diamonds, so I'm a genius. And we're going to make another one of those because we need to have an input for the opposite side. So, okay. There was more complications than what the hell just happened. I just right-clicked. Where the hell did my thing go? What? Somebody? Where'd my... What? It's just gone? Excuse me? Hello? I really don't want to break that because it's gonna... All that pressure. Okay. I guess I'm gonna make another one? If you know what happened, by all means, let me know. Try this again. This time I'll make sure I'm shift right. Click. Aha. That's an any. And then we do that. Now let's just try, because you got to be able to make compressed iron in this thing, right? Packer, unpacker, atomic, pressure chamber. 1-to-1, yes. And you only need 2 bars of pressure. All right, let's throw 4 in there. Ooh, okay. All right, I see. Oh, where'd the iron go? Wow, it got shipped out immediately. But what about the rest of it? I just put in like 4 or 5 bars. Are you doing it one at a time? Is it doing it one at a time? It's doing it slowly. I don't know where the iron bar keeps popping out and going to. But it is working, and that's all that matters, because now we're about to go get a shit ton of diamonds and crank them through. Probably leave a couple diamonds just as precautionary. You don't want to, you know, shoot yourself in the foot. So let's leave 4, 5, 6. Let's leave 6. That gives us an even 20. And we'll take this other stuff down here too. And then we just got to go throw this shit in the macerator. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty happy with those results. How long does this take to smash through? Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way, and then macerator. 40 seconds. Oh gosh, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay, whatever. It'll eventually all go through there. Mixer. Let's take all that out and let's throw all that in. And that should make us a shit ton of bronze, honestly. And so is this all done? All 5 4, however many ingots I put in, I suppose so. So yeah, I mean it's letting out pressure, but we still have 49 pieces of coal in there, so it's not too shabby. Your boy could get used to this. So we have 17. Let's do another 7 to make it an even 24, I think. And then I guess what I'm gonna do is there a recipe button somewhere in here? No valid items in the chamber. I mean, no valid items. Oh, it's just now going. All right, so let's find the pressure chamber. Oh, actually, you know what? Here it is, pressure chamber wall. And then we can see what all we can do. So we could do an entire block, and this requires still the same thing. So I guess that's the better way of getting compressed iron rather than doing it the way I'm doing it. With green dye and milk, we can get slime. That's really useful, actually, because, I mean, I've not encountered any slime so far. Blue ice and packed ice from ice. Temporal pouch. Oh, it's time in a bottle. Okay, but we don't have Eye of Galgador. It's from Steve's Carts? How are you going to have an item called Eye of Galgador in Steve's Carts? All right, there's the emerald. We can finally change our wheat into flour. It only took us getting a pressure chamber. HOP graphite dust. I know that's going to be used in the future, right? Gotta be. Compressed stone. Not sure about that. Transitor. Maybe that's used. Diamond for sure. Empty PCB. Panama City Beach. Never empty. I'm telling you right now, it's never empty. Another way of getting a capacitor, more ice. Input item with 1 enchantment from the book added to it. Okay, so we can enchant in this thing? That's kind of crazy. I don't know why you would want to do 8 blocks of coal for a diamond if... Well, I mean, I guess if you can't find any diamonds, then that means that your quarry can produce you infinite diamonds, right? More combination. Turbine blade. That sounds kind of cool. And a solar wafer. Well, that just sounds like a tasty little snack. All right. Well, let's go see how the diamonds are doing. I think we have enough because we only needed 3 for the basic farmer. So we're probably going to go ahead and get that rocking and rolling. I'm just going to throw all this right back in there because whenever this finishes up, we want the rest of the diamonds to push on through. And yeah, it's getting to be nighttime. Run as fast as you can. I thought I had something that was going to follow that up, but it didn't, so I do apologize for that. I don't know if we'll get this Steve's Carts all the way completed as I had wanted. 2. Bada bing, bada boom. There's the basic farmer. Let's go. Throw that on there. Wow, that looks really cool. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm ready to assemble the cart. One thing I will say is let's get some charcoal. And we're gonna go ahead and refill all these right back up. Maybe this is what always happens to my charcoal. I just immediately... So this is going to take 12 minutes to assemble. Total cost of 54. That's fine because that's exactly how much coal we have in there. No attachments, no add-ons or any of that kind of stuff. We're just going to assemble it just as is and see how well this bad boy works. And then, yeah, 12 minutes until that's done. So we probably won't see this cart built today. That being said, that's fine because I'm gonna have to go through and figure out how I want the rails set up, right? Because I'm sure it can't just go blazing through the middle of this shit and it all be fine and dandy, right? So we may have to rethink our farm. We may have to just build a whole nother one because I don't really want to destroy this one. It took me quite some time, and the carrot production is finally here because, I mean, everything's growing, everything's popping off, so to speak. So. We'll see. I may end up building a whole new farm for that other Steve's Carts setup, and I may not. Speaking of which, let's go check back on the progress of this just to give everybody a good little update as far as... So we've gained, what, 2, maybe a stack and a half extra of what we had. A couple things of sticks, a couple things of saplings, and some apples. So yeah, I mean, it's good. Once it gets going and once it fills itself up, it is really, really good. We do need to repair it, but even still, I've not repaired it ever since having used it, and it's, I mean, 84% of the way used. It's made us multiple stacks because I have taken stacks out of here already, probably 2 to 4 stacks of wood. And then probably like 4 stacks of saplings have already been withdrawn, as well as sticks. But anyways, I'm really enjoying the mod pack so far. The automation part of it seems fun. Like I said, they've managed to hit the perfect balance in my eyes, because oftentimes this is skewed one way or the other for people, because I mean we all have our preferences. But in my eyes, this is some of the best balancing between a grind and yet still being able to accomplish enough to feel like you're accomplishing something. Oftentimes in the expert packs or the tech packs, it's like you struggle sometimes to really find the joy when it's just like, okay, well, now I need 32,000 magnet bars, and then when I get those 32,000 magnet bars, I combine them into 16,000 magnet wafers, and when I have those six, and it just kind of keeps going. But so far in this mod pack, there's grind, but not so much. There's enough grind to challenge you, to push you to do automation, but not so much to be like, I'm not trying to play Dungeons and Dragons over here. Or what is it? Dungeons, Dragons, and Spaceships, whatever that, mod pack was called, that was like super expert and you really had to grind through the ages and all this, that, and the other. Like we're just not about that life. I'm not cut from the same cloth as those people. So at least not right now, not with a full-time job, 2 kids that are young, and yada 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 yada. So that being said, I'm really, really happy that we got diamonds. Now the world is really our oyster as far as being able to do anything and everything that we could possibly want to here. So dogs barking. Hopefully y'all don't hear them too much in the background. I am going to say thank you to everyone for having watched today. I hope you did enjoy the series. If so, please be sure to click the like button down below. Don't worry, I am going to use these villagers to kit ourselves out in diamond here in the very near future. I just didn't want to burn through all of my iron and coal immediately, and I legitimately sacked like, I don't know, like 600-700 pieces of iron into just this little setup here, which obviously, I mean, getting the ability to just buy bronze hammers for 18 mirror emeralds is pretty insane. And if we were to throw him into the, it's not an incubator, into the converter, then obviously we could get this down to being even cheaper. Furthermore, we can have steel upgrades bought for 20 emeralds, which is pretty nice because that's just a way to make all your machines go faster without any of the headache of having to craft any of the stuff. So if you're wondering, wow, Chance, how do you have steel version of everything in here? Well, it's because I can just buy it now. I don't have to run in here, make a ton of steel, run back out, yada, yada, yada. It's just, it's ready to go. So, with all that being said, ladies, gents, I hope you've had a fantastic day, a fantastic time in this episode. If so, please be sure to leave a like down below. Comment in the comment section if you have any tips, tricks. I'm pretty sure I already went through all this, but it's fine. We'll do it again anyways. Tips, tricks, this, that, and the others. What is that sound? I guess it was maybe the valve opening. Anyways, be sure to leave it down below. Subscribe if you're new here. You want to see more awesome content from yours truly, as per the usual. I hope you all stay safe, stay awesome, and stay crafting. Until next time, you beautiful, beautiful people. Peace out.